Okay, so JuJu is testifying. Okay, JuJu is testifying. Man, I forgot the channel name, but I'm gonna share the channel on my community wall. JuJu is testifying. I find this, very interesting the way this testimony is going. And shout out to JuJu because he looks to be doing a very good job on the stand. He's very professional and patient and respectful and all of that. And of course, that's how you should be, right? I just came into this, so this is midterm week for me. I don't have as much time on this as I would like to, but this is the more people come in my comment section, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, to talk junk is just making my ego like, okay, so well, since you wanna do all that, well, let me just actually point out some things that I see. Not even all, because if I had the time, boy, please, y'all would be beyond upset, because you want to see him fry, and that's cool. We understand that he is scum, in my opinion. Sorry, JuJu, but we don't like 3 guy, okay? However, again, right is right and wrong is wrong. Listen, if you gonna be him, then don't talk about him. Okay? Because you're talking about yourself. You are one and the same. But he did tell y'all that though, didn't he? So did. If y'all want to be little cult leaders, then cult members, then it's the same thing as being one of these people here. Okay? You're behaving like it. You know what I'm saying? I need to get my speakers though, because this audio is very, very low. But just listen to some of how this court is going. Listen, just listen. Listen, Linda. Shout out to Vic in the comment section.
We just asked you about the living room. Yeah, it was really beautiful. If there are any comments, you're going to be kicked out of the courtroom. I'm going to try that, but I want him to have it.
Okay, so I listen. The judge is being overly involved in the way the testimony is going, and she is constantly getting on JuJu and saying that he is going on too much. Like, it's really getting on her nerves. She didn't say that when all them other people got up there and testified, and they don't got nothing to do with the night in question. They talked on and on and on. The defense and the prosecution asked them questions and had them explain their entire life story. And they went on and 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 on. And especially Velvet. Everybody was getting tired of Velvet. The judge was getting tired of Velvet. And she still did not ever, she let her go on. When it comes to the defense, they aren't allowing anything. Okay. There is so much evidence, in my opinion, I'm going to restate this, that this shouldn't even went to trial. I know y'all are talking about the T interview, and I'll talk about that in another video, but that ain't even the half. It should not be inadmissible. All of it. And then let me tell y'all something else. I'm going to remind y'all each and every time I say something. In Georgia, they don't play when it comes to these particular charges. Your conviction leads you a life sentence. There are other specifics that are an issue as well. As far as I'm gonna post that in the next video, but let's see if we can get into some more of JuJu's testimony a little bit here before I get up out of here. All right,
ladies and gentlemen. I just muted the trial for
Okay.
For those who don't know, we are live streaming.
Oh, he gonna say it again. I don't want to hear it again.
Okay. And how did you get there? I caught a flight. Okay. Where did you come from?
What he said was he have to mute it whenever he feels like they're about to say somebody's name. I mean,
where were you coming from? Chicago. Okay. Were you a student in school, or what were you doing? Well, during that exact time, I think COVID was going on, so all the schools were shut down. Okay. All right. And how did you fund the flight from Chicago to Puerto Rico? Well, I had a job that was the job closed down, so they had sent me a check.
all that hair.
Okay. Okay. And so when you got to Puerto Rico, what was the living arrangements there? The living arrangements were actually very beautiful. And then we were just together. We were together, united. Mr. Bishop, he actually went his own space. He actually ended up leaving to Atlanta in his own space, while we were actually alone, not isolated, but we were alone and putting on the by ourselves.
He just asked you about the living arrangement.
See?
Yeah,
See?
It was really beautiful.
If there are any comments, you're going to be kicked out of the courtroom.
I can imagine what they. Hold on. Let me pause. I can imagine. Okay, let me not pause.
He certainly can, but he has to answer the question. If it warrants explanation, that's fine. But we're not going to go off on tangents.
Right. I think he's determining that it will. So, you met Mr. Bishop, left and went back to Atlanta. Is that correct? Yes, sir. So we were at the house. Okay. And how long were you in Puerto Rico for?
Okay, the judge interfering. I don't know where. I don't know. I haven't looked up. I don't know where she came from, but old girl. Was that her daughter, the white girl that was with? I mean, I'm trying to figure out the connection. Either way it go, clearly she want Natureboy out of there, and she ain't trying to hear it. She's not allowing anything from the defense, and that is unfair. When you're looking at your whole life, I'm talking about your whole life. You murder don't even got those stipulations. That is the conviction if you're found guilty of this charge in Georgia, y'all. It's not no options. Okay, you got options. Okay, first he was given a plea deal. And listen, regardless of what we think about that, it is up to him. If he sees that he should not, they don't have a case and he should be able to fight, then yeah, go ahead. Why? Instead of taking, he said, I was listening to some of that phone call. I got to finish listening to it and his original testimony because somebody said that he said something in his original, police statement that's very important. I did not listen to all of that, but if he said they were offering him what, 2 years, 7 years, something to that effect. I mean, any time is a lot of time. But comparison, you have what, life. Now you can get life with parole or life without parole, and I'm pretty sure that's up to that lady, the judge. So we can guess on that one. Y'all, this is serious. I see y'all in the comment section. I see you, Vic. I see all of y'all. And I see what y'all are saying. And I get it. I understand. Listen, Linda, I was there from the beginning. I understand. However, that don't mean they just get to do what they want to do with somebody's life just because they have an opinion. That makes everybody involved the same as he. At the end of the day, it really does.
How long were you in Puerto Rico for? For about 6 months. Okay. How many people were there with you? Probably 7 men.
He looked like a baby.
Were there any women there? The ones that had wives, the men that had wives, they were there too. Also, this wives were also there. Okay. So there were women there as well. Yes. But
man, just say yes. Okay, see, yeah.
Do you know who his main wives that went there?
Okay, I get it. No wonder. And this is my first time coming to this channel for this particular content. I can't see the channel name because YouTube has this disclaimer down there. So I'm not sure just yet what channel this is. But he is doing a stream directly from the link given by a Fox News team. And just to be clear, this is not something that I even wanted, y'all. First of all, I don't got time to put in that kind of time, you know? And, man, listen, anybody can, put in for, like, find out where to get it and how to get it and what you have to do and do it. There's plenty of channels that I'm sure would have a love to. However, one thing y'all have to understand is that we're talking about someone possibly going to jail for the rest of their lives. And and on top of that, it is this cult situation here and other things that I'm not even gonna waste time getting into, but I think that there are too many factors involved for people to just, want to mess around with the trial like that. Streaming it straight up and down. They're not streaming it. Yes, we want to see it and we're seeing it, but we still are not sure about things that we are not seeing and hearing. But if they not even streaming it, which I do think part of that is because they trying to railroad him, but I don't necessarily think any and everybody want to put themselves in that position. And that's just, I'm going to leave it there. So off top, I never wanted to stream this trial. And I don't want people dependent upon me to get all the streaming information. I would not want to be in that position. I got other shit to do. I'm not going to dedicate myself to this. You understand? This is a lot. Even, what we are doing here. I don't know. I'm not interested in JuJu's testimony. I'm just pointing out the way that the judge is being completely biased against the defense side. We listen to True and Aaron and same person, but all the rest of them get up there and, it's just, that was just what? And then on top of that, the defense came and crossed and they still, that was a loud ass beat though. Golly.
And they stayed there because they were not a main wife, or they were in a relationship with another guy.
Well, the thing about the whole tribe is we're spiritualists, we're spiritual teachers, we're spiritual gurus. So we teach spirituality. So people come and join on a spiritual journey. Nobody is being recruited, nobody is being persuaded on, like for instance.
Look how you looking.
So, let me re-ask the question. 3 women went to Atlanta with him. Does that sound right? His wives went to Atlanta with him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you were mentioning that you don't recruit and things like that. People were just showing up?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So after you were in Puerto Rico for 6 months, where did you go after that?
After Puerto Rico, we went to Atlanta.
Atlanta? Okay. And so from the time that you got to Atlanta, did you remain in Atlanta or did you go somewhere else?
After Atlanta, we went to Philadelphia.
Somebody in the comment section here said, I hope Dumb know that they are crucifying his tail. The judge, they're talking about the judge and all that other stuff. And I rewinded it because I came in late. So I did rewind it. So I'm way ahead of them. So I know somebody else testified too. Let me see.
I just love to leave, but if we need to go get groceries, we didn't have to ask the bishop to go get groceries.
Anybody else to drive those cars, or Janae, someone else, they would need Mr. Bishop.
See, he didn't get that. He didn't beep that. So listen, y'all, let me say something. If it's the court's rulings and the court's laws and processes are to hide certain information, not make it easily accessible to the general public, just just to try and preserve certain identifications of people. Testifying in a trial, especially when it could lead that person to a life conviction, is very important. Then that's their procedure. And that is a procedure that also goes along with this person getting a fair trial, right? And the accuser everybody getting a fair trial. That's what we want, regardless of how we feel. Because when you start doing other shit, you being just like him. I can't reiterate that enough. But this guy feels like he wants to stream it. Okay. But you're supposed to read that information. And he's saying whenever possible. I disagree with that. You're supposed to do it. Period. The courts are doing it by not giving you access. Now, he is getting access not from the courts, but from a news channel. Okay. We watched a girl go inside the courtroom and ask for herself. And I can go down to the courtroom myself also to find out whatever information I want to find out, just so y'all be clear. Or make whatever phone calls just so y'all be clear. Like, y'all really act like it's a play game just because it's Eligio. It's really annoying. But if you know you're not supposed to air any information, then do what you can to not do it. If that means you have to get the streaming, then go back and hide the information and then post it, then do it that way. And again, about your girl, she knew that she was supposed to do it that way from day one. Once you do it differently, it's not undone. We just heard her name straight from the courts. We're not supposed to hear that. Don't matter what talk is in the street. It don't matter what's already being posted. I agree. Because I said her name on my channel. I agree that we all know who she is. Okay? We all know who she is. So, I was wondering what happened. But the screen timed out. We all know who she is. But if you are streaming live raw footage, then you run the risk of revealing stuff that is actually going on in this trial that should not be revealed. Why would you want to interfere with a court case that determines the fate of people? It doesn't matter what you think you're doing or what you see or what you don't see. Even with Janae. See, it's hard for me not to say her name because I'm just so used to saying it. But again, I don't have the court live stream. We just heard her name from the courts. Once you hear that name, then it's on. Now, when you talk about a cult leader, because we know that's what Natureboy is, no matter what he try to say. When you talk about a cult leader, you don't know what kind of... you don't know what this person could be facing because, mind you, I'm going to say this again. This guy is looking at going to jail for the rest of his life. And he has faithful followers, faithful people that we don't even know about. They're all over the world. His members have put people to sleep in the past. We know this. This is a fact. Remember the girl who left there and then she did her mama in? I mean, come on. There's just no limitations as to what someone may try to do to try and keep someone from that they care about from having to go away for life. Why would you want to possibly be a part of any associated information with a person who could be in danger getting leaked out? Regardless of blase whatever. There are a lot of people watching this that don't know who she is. So you don't know what, or any of the other girls. They just know he had wives. They don't know names and faces of certain people. So in relation to actual courtroom footage, yeah, it should be taken seriously. You know the rules when it comes to these type of cases. You can't defend what's been done. Just because you go back and try and cover it up and fix it, you already did it. There is no argument on that. We're not going to debate that. You can't defend that. You can try, but take it elsewhere. And I'm not necessarily speaking on this page, but we did just see a live stream where they said, the guy said her name and we heard it. And then a beat came after. Let y'all husband or son get an accusation, and especially in a state that has the same rules as Georgia, and they ass is going to trial. Y'all will be hooting and hollering too. Y'all will be hooting and hollering just like he is, which he shouldn't be talking from his doggone jail cell. And he ain't saying the right things, really, honestly. That's why he need to keep his mouth shut. It's just really pathetic because, he gonna cause his own demise when he really should be able to get up out of this. But let this be one of y'all dudes. Let this be one of y'all sons, uncles, brothers, whatever. Then your ass will be singing a different tune. You'd be singing a different tune. You wouldn't be having a fit because somebody calling somebody out for doing something they shouldn't be doing. Instead, you be like, yeah, because I don't want you messing with the case in any way to where it could be determined that, let's say if you get a conviction, because of this, it's overruled, or because of this, is this and that. You don't want nobody tampering with something. You don't even want nobody causing something that could be the victim getting hurt or anything like that. And maybe they're trying to pin that on your defending. You don't want to have nobody messing around with what's going on in the court system. See, y'all be out here trying to play God and live cult lives, live like cult members and cult leaders, but then you want to act like you condemning somebody else because theirs is more easily understood by the general public. That shit ain't gonna work with me. I can't hear him. Everything is up. It's, allow. I'm going to move past, get down to JuJu's section because it's a little louder. See, I don't want to be responsible for having to change the audio, make sure it's louder, do all that stuff. And I can say she's doing a great job with all of that. I just don't. First of all, Nick is just not my cup of tea. And that's okay. All right. And I'm not saying half the shit that Denat said about her ass. But I mean, outside of any other issues, the live streaming has been really good because other people who have been putting it out have had, their volumes low, and it takes money and equipment to do that. She's got a large platform, a lot of supporters. She gets a lot of donations, and she has these, cult members called Night Owls. Okay. Yeah. I called you cult members because that's what you are. And they also, help her out and inform her of things that she can do to improve. So these are all bonuses and pluses that other people don't have. But in general, this streaming is super low. So.
Watching the TV, so-called living colors. With Jim Carrey and Testifies, we were in the living room collectively. I was there that night. We came to the collective agreement that we need to do certain things and say certain things, performances, to slip in the message to humanity. Give humanity entertainment, give humanity drama, and meet them where they are. So we can slip the message, the divine message that we have for them inside that performance. So any physical activity that is being presented online, we have already stated, and it's actually a live video on the internet where the telephone will be passed around, like me, as the phone comes to me, and I'll be like,
Judge, I'm going to respond. If he does, but he doesn't have have a right to go on and on and on indefinitely.
No, he didn't. See, I'm not rocking with her on this. I'm not rocking with her on this. Lady, ma'am, we see you. We see you and we hear you. You wasn't doing none of this when Velvet and the rest of the crew for the prosecution was going on and on and on and on and on. You weren't doing that then. You were not doing that then. Why do you keep doing it to him? JuJu barely just got started. He wasn't going on and on and on. He's explaining things, and his explanations, in my opinion, are very good. I'm going to tell you why. Because they are in ways that can actually help the defense with the case. He is explaining that they do get together and they all are in agreement of what they're going to be posting. They discuss it. We all know this from, we're not going, okay, listen, let's get to the skit thing since we're doing this. Let's get to the skit thing. Natureboy is corny as hell to me, and he gets on my last nerve. Right? Because at this point, I do want to see him beat this case. You know why? Because they don't have a case. So yes, we should all want to see him beat the case. Because this case is wrong. It shouldn't have went to court. And on top of that, they are still being crooked and trying to railroad the dude. So do I want to see him not being done this way and be successful in the opposite way? Yes. Okay. Now, whatever is for Natureboy is going to be for Natureboy. There's no stopping that. It's going to be for Natureboy. Y'all want more control over this case than you care about other things that really affect your day-to-day lives. But sidebar that, okay, for later. The way JuJu is describing things is very important for the defense, and that's a reason why she keeps stopping him.
Information that isn't responsible.
I can barely hear this.
Overrule the objection. He's had ample opportunity. I'm overruling you, whatever it is you're saying.
You hear that? Look at JuJu. He trying to compose himself and be responsible, because you don't want to get, and when you in court, I mean, it's their house, right? So he trying to be cool, but he couldn't help but respond. Do y'all keep hearing what's going on in this court from one day to the next? How is this okay? How is this okay? She said he's trying to argue with the judge. Okay, but listen, first of all, we're not going to talk about Mr. Booker. Let's cut that out too. Let's cut this out too. And to be clear, when we talked about the skits, Natureboy is just stupid, in my opinion. He is arrogant, he's dumb, and he really ain't as smart as y'all think he is. He just learned a lot of content from other people, and he made that his doctrine or whatever. But when it comes to this situation, this proves how dumb he is. Look at how dumb he looking in court, and look at the stuff he's still doing. He should have been doing research, okay, so he can figure out how to leak. Okay, but at the same time, with the skits, it's a lie and it's the truth at the same time, and we know it. Because plenty of us done called them out once we started realizing that there's a clear difference between them acting and like them performing, them being extravagant, them making it into a show, versus them just being real and showing their 24/7. We know there was a time where it was different, and we know that it turned into something else, and we saw that. That all them characters, them different yes, he might be bipolar with different personalities, but he created a lot of different characters, and they put on a lot of acting that made it dramatic and slapping the men and all that. A part of why these guys went along with that stuff is so it could be so extreme to where people will have to tune in because they can't believe that they letting a dude treat them like this and all that kind of stuff. So we really can't mess with him on the skit thing. I think he's trying to ride it too hard, and I think he's using it trying to use it to his advantage, even though it's not working. Because we know a lot of the skits was real. Like, we know a lot of it was acting and overacting, but what the abuse, like a lot of stuff was actually real. They were really living like that. He was just being extra dramatic about it in certain cases, like when he had characters that he would create. Okay. When he would say, okay, we're going to set up this scene and y'all going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Some cases like that, so that it could be a shock factor, just like other reality TVs go. But it doesn't mean that he wasn't still being abusive, and a lot of stuff was going on. So.
I know. They objected. You responded. So I am sustaining, I'm overruling.
I don't believe there was an objection.
Y'all have gotten me so confused now.
Well, I just asked that you find the answer is
Non-responsive, thank you.
All right, Mr. Diaz, I'm going to ask a really, really specific question.
Vic say, PSA, don't be black and arrested in the South.
It's a yes or no question. All right?
He does have a right to explain his answer, but he needs to answer the question first.
Somebody said, this is a normal afternoon for the judge, but this is life with no parole.
There's a video on YouTube with you, Mr. Bishop, and Loyal. Yes?
Yes.
In that video, you are all three facing the camera.
Okay, this is what I don't get. Why is she allowed to ask him about this video when they're not allowing the defense to bring up any videos in relation to the actual charges? This video, she probably going to say when he slapped JuJu. And he slapped JuJu here, and he slapped Loyal. Why are they allowed to? And then, if you go look at it, guys, he really didn't slap JuJu. They just wanted to make it look like that. You understand? So we are able to try and understand when we see the differences between what was real and what was not. However, that don't got nothing to do with that night. So why is she able to ask this?
Yes?
Yes.
In that video, Mr. Bishop slaps Loyal in the face.
So Kimmy over here, I was going to put the camera on her. Comment, she said this man is currently a menace to children and young people without remorse. What are y'all defending? His right to a fair trial. The same thing that applies to your own children and your own self and your own whoever you care about. They don't differentiate. Okay? Light nigga, dark nigga, tall nigga, slim nigga. You still a nigga. Oh, I was about to say OJ. Fucking Jay-Z put it in a song for your ass. You still a nigga. They not gonna change it just because you aren't Natureboy. Once a successful trial is being held a certain way, the next court can use that trial as a reference to excuse them being able to do X, Y, Z. I can't remember what trial I was watching recently, and they were talking about, but the husband had an affair, which should be a huge factor in, right? And the judge said, oh, come on, they're not even really, pushing that. And the lawyer was like, it is an actual law, though. It's punishable by law. And they said, well, they really haven't upheld that in the past so-and-so years. So he was disregarding an actual law. Okay. The lawyer had to bring up a case. If you go to law school, you'll know this, right? The lawyer had to bring up a case, this state versus this, where an incident of this had to be used. That is how you get to push what it is you're trying to push if they are trying to object against it. You have to show where it is legal and it's relevant and it should be included here. This shit that they're doing right now is not right. But if it is able to be a success, they will be able to reference this case anytime your defense attorney, when your ass is on trial, your son ass is on trial. Hey, because a girl said, Do you understand that's all it takes? The girl said, she said, for whatever reason. It's that easy. For whatever reason, this girl said he did it, right? Yet she told other people different stories. Yet there is a whole lot of other information out there that can really, truly prove that, bitch, you lying, right? But they're not even allowing that evidence. They're allowing her to say, even when she first pressed revenge P charges, she did not even say anything to this effect. So how her mind got changed between the T and investigators, we don't know which was stronger, right? But she came back and said, oh, by the way, let's hit him with this. You know, he could have been running his mouth and really upset her, you know, which is more likely to have happened. However, your son can get the same shit. Just know that. Your husband can get it from a bitch at work. Maybe he flirted with her. I don't know. It's whatever she decides. It's which way the sun came up that day. It's that easy. Life. Your ass is gone. Why y'all acting?
Yes? Okay. All right. All right, so you joined when you were 17 years old, pretty young. Right. And you said that you were going through some things. Yes.
Oh, this light is getting on my nerves.
Mr. Bishop as God. Yes. You still think he's God. Yes, but I also know that.
Way better.
You are not speaking. Everybody is horrible with God. God is innocent. Molecules. When we observe reality, if I was to take a microscope and zoom into the essence of who you really are, this is the whole essence of fabric. So I understand that Mr. Bishop is God. And I am God. And you are God. Everything is God. We are all God.
Very good, JuJu. Very good.
And with Mr. Bishop, you looked to him for your spiritual guidance.
Yes.
And y'all talk pretty regularly.
Since when?
Since this case has been going on, you guys still talk, right?
It's not as much as we used to.
Okay, she's trying to get at something. This is my problem here. I'm not sure what she's going to try to get at, and I really don't want to capture too much of this because I got to move on. Plus, it is very low. I just wanted to point out how this case is not going well, and even looking at JuJu, somebody could have said this about him too, just because they ain't like what he was doing. They ain't like him following this dude. One of the girls could have said this about him, or somebody he know that was around him in one night. All it takes is one time around his ass, and in that time they can say he did something. Just because they don't like the fact that he following Natureboy. This guy looks to be extremely young. And it could be allowed. No, everybody deserves. I don't care what y'all think about this dude. He deserves a fair trial. And this is obviously not fair. Once you let this happen to him, you telling them even more each time how you really don't care about yourself. This is not about just his rights. It's about everybody's rights. It's about, we not trying to hear that. You know, y'all gonna have to come correct with this. The same way that your ass, like I said, would be acting if it was somebody that you knew. So there's that. And I'll be back.